Now it's time to talk about LeBron James and the Houston Rockets. Should he go there? Could he go there? If you could just magically insert LeBron James on the Houston Rockets as is, yes, this would be his best chance for the future for getting championships. This would be the best team that he can be on. But unfortunately, that is not realistic. And the Rockets, they just don't have the money to sign him. They can't get him in free agency. They've got their own troubles. They've got CP3, who, when he got traded, he said that he needed a max contract. And all the teams knew that making a trade for him. That's why the Rockets went ahead and pulled the trigger, because they knew they were going to go ahead and re-sign him. But would CP3 be willing to take less money if he could get LeBron James? Maybe, but it won't really matter. They still don't have the cap space, even if he takes less money. But it's not just him. We've recently had Trevor Ariza. He came out and said that he's looking for big money this offseason, and he deserves it. He's a great player for any team. Everybody wants a guy like that can play some defense, that can knock down the three. There's reports that Ariza is looking for 50 to 60 million over 3 to 4 seasons. And then last but not least, you got Clint Capella. He's going to get paid. Somebody's going to overpay Clint Capella. It might be the Rockets. It might be somebody else. He's coming off his rookie deal, and he has really impressed. He's mostly just a defensive player, but every team needs a defensive stopper, a shot blocker, somebody like Capella. So he's going to get paid. You got to bring the money out for him. So this makes it extremely unlikely for LeBron James to get to this team. In order to get there, they're going to have to do a crazy trade, but you can't really trade anybody else. Who are you going to trade? Ryan Anderson? Nobody wants that contract. You're going to have to try to get a third team involved. Some sign and trade cheese. I mean, I guess we've seen some crazy things happen in the NBA, but this is very unlikely. Now, just like the Golden State Warriors, when Kevin Durant went there, he had to take 10 million less. And the reason he had to do that is because you don't want to just add Kevin Durant. You still want to have some other pieces. And for the Warriors, it was Shaun Livingston and Andre Iguodala. They needed to be able to keep those two guys. And we saw in the playoffs just how important these two guys were, because they almost lost to the Rockets because Andre Iguodala went down. But Shaun Livingston stepped up. He had a huge series. He was able to save the Warriors. So if Kevin Durant takes the full max and they lose those two guys, their team is just not going to be a championship team. Yeah, they're going to be a nice team, but it's going to be so difficult. And then as each season goes on, because you're already maxed out with money, you have no flexibility. Your team cannot get better from season to season. You see how the Warriors were able to add some players this year, like Nick Young, able to get some other guys in there off the bench. You can't do that when you're fully maxed out the way they would have been if Durant would have taken a max. So when you look at this Rockets team, in order for them to be a championship team, they're going to need to have LeBron James, James Harden. You absolutely have to have Clint Capella. You can't lose him. You need him because you need defense. So he's got to be there. Then you need Eric Gordon, because you need a guy off the bench that can score. And then, of course, you're still going to want CP3, right? Because you want a big three. You kind of even want Ariza. Although if you get LeBron James, maybe they don't need Ariza. I guess they could stick with Mbah Moute, but Ariza's so much better because he can hit the three consistently. But in order for this Rockets team to be a serious contender, you're going to need those collection of players. Everybody else on that bench, you can figure it out. You can plug guys in there easily. Some of those guys are replaceable. Even Mbah Moute, I guess you could get somebody different from Mbah Moute, but you need to have that core group to really be serious in contending for a championship in the next so many years. But this is extremely unlikely. And then here's another blow to the Houston Rockets for LeBron James. CP3. He always gets injured. He really does. It's so sad. How many times has CP3 been injured in the playoffs? He got injured again this season. And when he went down, the Rockets were up 3-2. So does LeBron James want to trust in CP3, a guy that he's seen get injured season after season? Does he want to put his future in the hands of this possibility? That's something that's going to be in the back of his mind as he's thinking about the Houston Rockets. And he's smart. He knows, because he's already done this on the Heat, and he knows how difficult it was for Miami to get other players once you were maxed out. When you form that team and you put it together, That core has to be as strong as possible because your team is going to get worse each season because you're not going to have the flexibility in the offseason to do much. And when I make a video talking about LeBron and the Lakers, this is something we have to consider as well. And you can see this problem with the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. They're already maxed out on contracts. They can't get better. If LeBron stays there, what are the Cavs going to do? How do they get better? Nobody wants to trade for those players. They don't have any cap space to get anybody in free agency. They're stuck. So LeBron doesn't want to be stuck when he makes his decision and he switches his team. He wants to be on a team that has the potential to get better every year. That's why he needs youth. He needs some veterans on that team, but he needs some young youth that are on some rookie contracts. And so the Rockets, it's just not a good fit. If you could magically fit him there, yeah, it would be great. But because magic is not real, although magic is on the Lakers, he's running the Lakers. Maybe he's got some magic in LA. We'll talk about that in another video. But Rockets fans, don't get your hopes up with the LeBron James sweepstakes. It's looking unlikely. Now, I was actually going to talk about the San Antonio Spurs as well for LeBron James, a little Texas showdown. However, with all the recent developments and Kawhi Leonard wanting a trade, the Spurs, that's not going to happen. That's out of the question now. But it would have been a great fit if LeBron could somehow get to the Spurs, keep Kawhi, keep LaMarcus Aldridge. That would have been a team that could take down the Warriors for sure, because with Kawhi Leonard in the lineup, they could take him down. They were taking him down in game 1. They were up by 20 before that injury. So let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you agree or disagree with my opinion on LeBron James and the Houston Rockets? I think I'm going to do the Lakers next. Wow, so the robot was going to get replaced and he got mad. He must have heard me laughing at him. He must have heard me laughing at that pathetic reason to get mad.
Requesting immediate evac.